All right, guys, congratulations to Tempest with that amazing redirect goal. Well deserved for you, sir. It was an absolutely dirty play. I remember watching that one live. So, congratulations. Enjoy your free case of balls for winning MLE Play of the Week for week number 6. And of course, guys, if you see any clips that you think are Play of the Week worthy, definitely send them our way either through the Discord or tweet them using the hashtag MLEPOTW. So we can enter them into this week's contest as we move closer and closer into the playoffs. But yeah, we have the first match, or the first game of this upcoming match, just about to get started. But let's take a quick look at the map we're going to be playing tonight. It is Manfield Night. Take a look. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, game number 1 between the Ducks and the Jets, and this one is the Champion League. It's gonna come down to the wire for both of these teams. I don't actually know. I think the Ducks, with the results of that last series, I think the Ducks are actually mathematically eliminated from making the playoffs this season. But for the Jets, if I did my math right, I think they need to sweep this series and get a little help from, I believe it's the Spartans over top of the Hive. But either way, if you're the Jets, you want to win every single game right about now.
Oh yeah, every game matters, and winning the series for morale's sake alone does transfer over into the other leagues as well. This one in Champions, but Academy, Premier, all of them, they do matter, and you're going to be rooting for your team in this case. So a minute in and still nothing has happened yet, but still kind of back and forth. We see this every single series, especially in the first game, feeling each other out, trying to find those little holes and capitalize off.
So now Icy got to challenge Golden Gomez. Kendo into the corner now for Rushy to clear away, and it's going to be Golden Gomez turning this ball around. Rushy won't be able to find the touch around him, but now it's Icy Mike. And Kendo rotating back again. Kendo subbing in for Rollerman. I believe he kind of got a last-second nod here in this game. You've got to wonder how much, how long it's going to take him to kind of adjust to get warmed up enough to play at peak performance in this series. So now the ball falls down into the Ducks box. Here comes Icy Mike with a shot on goal. Good save. I didn't see who the defender was. I believe it was Kendo, but either way, the ball will be cleared away by the Ducks. It's going to fall down right into Rushy. Kendo now with a little chip play. He's trying to get it past Icy Mike. Not going to happen. It will fall all the way back towards Golden Gomez. So just about 2 minutes in here, Classy. Nothing on the scoreboard yet, but both of these teams are really starting to chip away at some of these angles. I wouldn't be surprised if we see something on the board soon.
Yeah, neither would I. We saw that one play, got out to the middle into the box, and the shot was blocked. As you can see, still 0-0, but just getting opportunities like this one. Defense so far for the Ducks, holding strong. Right now they want to get offense working a little bit. But if I were to guess, it seems the Jets offense might be the ones to get first blood in this series.
Well, now Icy Mike trying to pass it over towards Rushy. Golden Gomez blocking that one away. He's going to get past Rushy. He's looking for the goal. It's going to go high off the ramp there. Kendo can't quite find the touch. Now Rushy plays it right into Golden Gomez. But this one's going to be Icy Mike able to clear it away. GM for the Jets doing work right now. No boost though. He's got to hurry back as Golden Gomez looks to flick this one on goal. A bit too high there as Kendo will get demoed for his trouble. Pass out to Icy Mike, but Golden Gomez is there. The ball's still up in the air. Icy Mike across the box. No follow-up, and we're still scoreless. Minute 40 to go, and hey, maybe my prediction was wrong. Maybe we're going to see a 0-0 overtime game.
Yes, but the chances are increasing. The Jets seem to have the ball on the light blue side a little bit more. Making those chances happen all the more often means more likelihood of making one go in, but right now both of these teams are looking for that first one. Momentum is huge in that one, and that might be doing it. Defense holds strong, though, for the Jets. Another opportunity turned away, and now it goes down the other side of the field.
Rushy, can he get the touch? Oh, just couldn't quite get it over top of Kendo there, who's now going to carry it back down. Icy Mike up the wall. He's got to get it away from that attacker, and he does. Golden Gomez couldn't make it work, but Icy Mike leaves the ball behind. Here comes Golden Gomez, 1-on-1 with Rushy. It's there. Kendo turns back. A touch too early, and he can't quite cover in time to find the touch. We are still scoreless. 45 seconds to go. Rushy up in the air, not on net, but Kendo in an awkward spot, although Icy Mike opting to play super defensive, now challenges it. Trying to buy some time for his teammate in Rushy to get some boost. And now there's Rushy out of the corner. Golden Gomez has an opportunity and he missed it wide. A golden opportunity for the Ducks and they can't make it work.
Yep, whenever you get that kind of a clear, noticing both defenders are midfield or farther up, you get that teammate cherry picking. The pass came in, but the finish not quite on net. They're going to get that one back. Since the Ducks haven't had a whole lot of shots on net, and one coming in the last 30 seconds could mean the game. 5 seconds left.
Oh, no.
Let's get you seal it out right here.
Oh.
2 seconds remaining. Icy Mike puts one in. The pressure is relentless. Ducks hoping to make it to an overtime 0-0, but Rushy and Icy Mike had something else to say about it.
Goodness gracious. 2 seconds remaining. It's still possible for the Ducks. They need a kickoff goal, but Rushy playing it well, and that's going to do it for game number 1. The Jets take an early series lead, and they need to continue this this lead throughout the rest of the series if they want to seriously give themselves a chance in the playoffs. At the playoffs, I should say.
Yeah, Jets starting off strong how they wanted to, but I'd say as far as game 1s went, that was a bit strange. Usually we see one team get into the groove before the other, a little bit more confident with possessions on the ball, get some team plays going a little bit. But in that case, both teams didn't seem bad at all. Their defense was able to hold strong up until that last 2-second goal that the Jets was able to put in. But other than that, it just seemed very back and forth. Neither one could get the upper hand. And although Jets did get the win, it's still anyone's game coming up in the next 4 games.
Well, guys, we are going to take just a brief break. I think I've seen enough people in chat say that they don't like the colors. Personally, when I'm watching it from here, it doesn't really bother me, but I couldn't check with the stream. So I will go ahead and switch up the colors for you guys real quickly. Good thing we aren't too far into the match where we can change this up. Hopefully I've got them right. Yes, they should be correct, and we are going to restart the server. So sorry for that. Should look a little bit better on stream now. Take a quick look as the server is loading up here. That should be better, hopefully. See, the only problem with Manfield at night, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but the colors and the pitch can sometimes blend together, and this is what I'm scared of with the Ducks. Like when we go to these clash colors with the Ducks, it blends into like the actual pitch. I just hope that it doesn't look too bad on the stream. I guess we're gonna have to figure it out. Either way, we are gonna get into game 2 soon. But I think the score in that final game, or not in the final game, but in the last game, in game number 1, while the Jets were able to take that out 1-0, it kind of felt like the pressure was on the Jets' half for a decent amount of that game. It's just the Ducks never found that touch to put the ball on net.
All right, we always talk about this. You get a lot of opportunities, and opportunities mean a lot. We see shots on net as one of the statistics in Rocket League. It means so much. We look at that almost after every game. But ultimately, goals is what matters most, whatever you can get those final touches past the defenders. And in this case, only one was able to do that. Very low scoring, especially in 2v2, where you usually see the points getting up to the 4s, the 6s. Very rarely double digits, but it has happened before, and especially in MLE. But in this case, the exact opposite. But I don't think it's going to last very long. One of these teams is going to find a groove. It's going to flip, flop either way, depending on how you feel. But that close of a game usually doesn't happen. I don't think we're going to see it ever again.
All right. Well, it looks like the players are in the server, although... Oh, there he goes. There's Golden Gomez back in. I don't know if they're just going to start. I can't tell them to go. If you could just ask them to continue playing, we'll get underway with game number 2. Sorry for the delay. There we go. We are getting right on back into the action. Game number 2 underway now. Ducks and Jets. Hopefully those colors are a little bit better for you guys. Let me know if it looks, or if it's tough to read the Ducks on stream. As Rushy's going to go up in the air there, trying to make the touch. Golden Gomez rotating around. He's going to push this one down. Icy Mike able to keep it away. Play there from Rushy. And now it's Golden Gomez all the way back down. He's going to go up looking for the touch. Just a bit high there. Can't find anything. So it's 30 seconds in. No score. Do you expect this game to come down to the final 2 seconds to see goal number 1?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it did come down to the last few seconds, but not because it was stuck at 0-0, I believe. Both of these teams will eventually find the back of the net more than once. They'll make it close, tie it up once or twice, get a few goals on the board. But it's definitely not going to be as, I'd say, a slow start as it was the previous one. We're going to get momentum in either way. I just don't know which way it's going to sway because right now it seems like the Jets have it.
Here comes Kendo on net, and he'll score. Already off to a start, at least a better start in this one. The Ducks finally on the board in this series, and it was a great shot. Just gets it past Icy Mike. He actually hit it right at him, which I think caught Icy Mike off guard there a little bit.
Yeah, but that's just a dangerous lobbed up in the middle, 50-50, when it spends that much time, not only in your half, but also very close to your box. Hard to clear, hard to get some momentum on it. But as I said, that another one goes down. No goals from the Ducks and rarely any from the Jets, and yet here is a 1-2 in just 6 seconds for the Ducks to put them up.
Uh-oh, and I just realized with all of the excitement, the scoreboard wasn't updated. The wheels are falling off now, Classy. I think we should just restart the stream from the very beginning, bring Sleegey and ZB back on, and just pretend that this never happened.
Exactly, yeah, just clean slate. No one noticed probably, right?
Well, I certainly hope not, but let me update this real quick as the Jets are going to score just like that. And it's a one-goal game now, 30 to go.
Yeah, that was just Jets clearing it off the backboard and getting a lucky pinch. Golden Gomez getting caught, cheated. That's always a gutsy play, especially in 2v2. Usually 3v3, there's always someone waiting at about midfield just in case it gets cleared that far. But instead, he was waiting for the pass mid, had himself in the box, and that was just a bit too far up. And Jets able to capitalize on the counterattack. So now it's going to be a turnaround, or can Jets take this one away from the Ducks, get the 2 unanswered, maybe even a third. Depends on what happens because we've got 3 minutes to go.
Well, Icy Mike's going to play it in. The corner goes all the way around. Golden Gomez with a flick away. Kendo can't quite get the touch. Now Golden Gomez with a boomer. Icy Mike turning this one around. My goodness, Classy. I know that we don't really talk about the colors too much anymore, but this yellow on this field, I don't know. It is so vivid. It's actually crazy.
It's like just a bit more. You're almost thankful for the ball to be in the blue half. Just
I know.
Your screen doesn't line up. Oh, but the dunk with Icy Mike. Gonna put it in the green half. Unlike the brightness of the screen, but Jets don't care clearly because they'll keep it in that side.
So now Icy Mike trying to play this one down, Rushy towards the cage, but nothing happening there. Golden Gomez to Kendo. Oh, he had a chance, but didn't get the redirect that he wanted, so he stayed 2-1. 2:15 to go. Golden Gomez with a shot right over top of Rushy.
That's just a solid, powerful, accurate shot. Kendo getting that lucky pinch or that lucky bounce off the corner. But there was even a defender in it. Rushy, knowing the shot would come on, but didn't realize how accurate and how fast that was going to be. Near post, almost unsavable. That would have been a ridiculously fast aerial to get up and block that. Didn't quite happen. The Ducks once again have their 2-goal lead.
Golden gonna play it back down. It's gonna bounce off the wall. Icy Mike has to make a touch. He will, and now Rushy's gonna watch Kendo play that off the wall. Rushy gets booted away by Golden Gomez, and now a race to the ball as Icy Mike will get there before Kendo, but Kendo gets the better of it. However, Rushy with a good challenge. Now Icy Mike and Rushy both meeting each other there, trying to pressure Golden Gomez. Nobody gets any kind of pressure on him, so now it's back in the Jet zone. Cleared away by Icy Mike. Can Rushy find this one? No. Kendo over the top. Oh, no, that one's a bit of a misplay, and it's 4-1 now for the Ducks.
That's just Kendo waiting, having his presence in the corner is enough. to make this last defender whiff on the sidewall. That one's often hard to be able to read coming off the corner. As you can see, didn't quite read it well enough, couldn't make a touch on it. That's going to be a dribble in for Kendo, making it 4-1. Minute and a half, still possible to come back, but right now it seems like the Ducks are in command of game 2.
Play off the back wall. The Jets, again, want this to be as lopsided of a series in their favor as possible for the Ducks. Perfect opportunity to play spoiler to the Jets. That's off the top of the wall. Icy Mike goes wide, and they needed that one to try to start this 3-goal comeback. They couldn't quite find it, and now with a minute 5 to go, this one's getting a little bit out of hand. Time certainly not on the side of the Jets right now. And with the ball in their own corner, they've got to figure out something to get the ball in the goal in the next couple of seconds.
Yeah, they're just playing keep away at this point. Ducks want to waste time, get booming clears, keep it out of their green half, and keep it away from all blue offenders. Sure, keep it out of the net, but you got 3 goals to defend against. So close, so many opportunities. That's the second one in the last 30 seconds that the Jets have been so close, but they can't seem to capitalize on. Heartbreaking for this blue team.
Oh, and that one, even Icy Mike could have tried to play it towards the net, but just bounced off his car, unfortunately. And that's a good demo. They will get one back, thank goodness. But they've had at least 2 or 3 more chances.
It appears it's just about too late. Good demo. Consistently getting it past the first one and taking out the second defender. But with 17 seconds left, doesn't seem like there's much the Jets can do. This is morale boosters, if you can say that. But 2 goals, possible. I'd say the Ducks are looking at game 3, though. Wanting to extend their lead in this series. They go and take in another one, but gets blocked by Icy Mike. At this point, you can count it with the Ducks. You're going to have a tied-up series going into game 3.
Oh, this one. Oh, if he would have put that in, they would have had a chance. But it did just get saved there. I believe it was Gomez. Well, actually, no, I think it was Kendo on the save there to kind of put the game away for the Ducks. But, yeah, it's going to be a 1-1 series now as we go into game number 3. And, ideally, I think for the Jets, it's kind of do or die now. They can't afford to lose any more games.
Definitely. If they want a shot at making it into the playoffs and having a little bit of luck in their favor, the games between Hive and Spartans coming up is going to have to go definitely towards them if they want shots of making it in. But first and foremost, they have to control their own destiny and win the next few. And Ducks have obviously something to say about it in this game, taking it 4-2. But I love what I'm seeing from them, especially from the previous game. Jets took it, and then they were able to swing it back. Few goals at the beginning from Jets, and Ducks learned their lesson. I noticed the different playing on the counterattacks, able to stay back, realizing they had the lead, and just played consistent, blocking all those opportunities that the Jets did have, and then maintaining that lead to secure the victory in game 2.
Well, we're getting ready to get into game number 3, and it's going to be an interesting one. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets kind of come out with a pretty heavy offensive attack. Maybe at risk of scoring, of letting in a goal because of an overcommitment. But if I were them, I would want to get on the board as early as possible in this game number 3.
Oh, yeah, the Jets, we haven't seen them a whole lot as far as offensive pressure. So if they could come out and surprise the Ducks, I think it would catch them off guard. And we've seen the previous game, I mean, the Ducks know how to score, so defense is going to be huge for them. But if they can outscore them or at least stall them enough to get just a bit more, that's what the Jets want to do. So coming out swinging is very important in this game.
Oh, whoa, what happened there? The Ducks completely cleared each other out. Icy Mike just couldn't handle it. Here it comes down for Rushy, and they'll get on the board. Only 30 seconds in, and that is exactly what the Jets needed to do in game number 3.
That's what I said, come out swinging, take it up the side, booming it across, hoping his teammate would be there. Of course, Rushy up fast enough, able to slow that one down and put it on net. Beats out both defenders. Great team play and coming out swinging. Like I said, Jets, it's what they wanted to start. Now they're going to have to finish strong, keep this Ducks from scoring and taking the lead back from them.
Rushy tries to play it over top of Kendo. Kendo. Oh, that's a great play from Rushy. Does that have the legs on it to get there? Kendo can't make it, and the Jets will be up by 2.
It's the second time we've seen the Ducks push up just a bit too far. Confidence helped them score a lot in the last game, but in this case, it's getting them scored on, thinking that they had a 50-50 in a challenge, but instead Rushy having complete control of the ball, clear it right over the last defender. And it's slowly but surely rolling in and getting an extended lead for the Jets.
Oh, now Icy Mike over top. Rushy wants to clear it out of the zone, but Kendo's going to keep it in. Rushy with a touch over top of Kendo. Gets one more, but Conan Gomez there doesn't really get the touch he wanted. It's going to give Icy Mike a chance to play it back in. This one's still on the mid wall. There's Kendo to force the issue now. Conan Gomez gets challenged by Rushy. Is this another goal for the Jets? Exact same play. Rushy with the challenge, and it works out yet again.
Knowing how to challenge is a very underrated skill in Rocket League, and clearly Rushy has mastered that. That's his hat trick. Dunking at midfield, somehow gets the ball lobbed and all the way into the opponent's net. We see the other offender for the Ducks was there for the pass and not ready for the dunk all the way to the other end. So that's going to mean all of these counterattack opportunities paying off quite well and starting off this game 3 just how the Jets wanted to.
Here we go, Kendo. Can he put one on the board? He was just off the mark. Icy Mike sent him away for good measure. There's still a 3-goal lead for the Jets. Conan Gomez over to Kendo. Kendo can't quite find the touch. Icy Mike couldn't find it either. Now it's Rushy out of his own corner. He's going to take this one on the hood of his car. Gets a little bit of a flick. Conan Gomez watching it towards his back wall. Has to get past Mike, but it's not going to happen. Icy Mike up in the air. Gets it over top of Kendo. Can he get one more touch on it? Conan Gomez will clear it away, and now it's back in mid for these teams to try to reset yet again. Still, though, the Ducks need that 3 goals to tie this series, or tie this game up, I should say. This could be an opportunity for a first one. It's falling down. Rushy has to make a play. Kendo couldn't quite get there fast enough, and now it's left here for Rushy. Down into the Ducks zone. That one's not the greatest touch from Kendo. It's going to come right down for Icy Mike, and a good save from Conan Gomez. Keeps us at 3.
Yeah, but this is what the Jets wanted to do. They get this big lead and then hold on, keep the ball pushing either in the green half or just keep it in midfield. But an opportunity turned the other way. Rushy didn't quite put it on net, but they're perfectly happy doing this. They've got the lead, 2 minutes left.
An absolute beauty of a save, and that one's going to go in from Icy Mike from one end of the field with the a fantastic save to the other, scoring the goal. Icy Mike really stepping up for the Jets right now.
Definitely, if there's any time to do it, that's now. Probably looked at the positions and the stats prior to this series, knowing what they need to do going into this to make it to the playoffs, and they're doing just that. Commanding games like this, they want to carry over to the next few, win the majority of the games in the series, seal and punch their ticket to the playoffs. But they're going to need to win quite a few if they want to do that.
Now Rushy looking to get past Kendo and Conan Gomez. Not going to happen. Conan Gomez off his sidewall. Still here to try to play it across. Now Icy Mike up in the air. Ball will be boomed all the way back down by Kendo. Rushy placing it down. That's a shot from Conan Gomez just off the mark. And Kendo try to find this one. No, Icy Mike's going to come over the top. And now here comes Rushy on the other way. 120 to go in game number 4. It's still, oh my goodness, I'm all over the place. Game number 3, and 4 goals is what the Ducks need to try to tie this up, but it's getting a little bit out of reach for them now. 1 minute 5 seconds, not a whole lot of time to put all of those goals up, especially against this Jets defense.
Yeah, we saw 4 goals from the Ducks, and yet it seems to all be Jets as another one goes in for Rushy. That's going to be his 4th of the night, the 5th for his team. And he's just going to slot that one in. It just seems like the Ducks are going for those offense because they know that's what they need to do in order to make it happen. And Jets consistent on defense, able to throw it back in their face, maintain possession in midfield, and then get those opportunities when they know that they're outnumbered on the offensive side of the field.
Oh, Icy Mike had another opportunity, but he just slotted that one wide. They'll keep it in the zone, though. For Kendo to play down towards Conan Gomez. A boomer from him. Gonna force Rushy to try to make a play. That's gonna come right out in front. Can Kendo make the touch just off the mark? And they can't break their scoreless drought here in game number 3. Kendo couldn't quite get to that one. And Classic, I think that's going to do it here. Game 3 will go in favor of the Jets. It seems like the Ducks not quite clicking. The team cohesion kind of went to the wayside here in Game 3.
Yeah, it seemed like they had everything going. Everything was pretty smooth as well. I wouldn't say commanding, but definitely a solid win in Game 2. And yet here we are, 5-0. And to say, I don't want to call it quite yet, but a shutout. Yes, Jets shut out the Ducks after their performance in Game 2 is just a total flip-flop. Great momentum, obviously, the Jets able to keep the opponents at 0. But if you're the Ducks looking at this right now, you thought you had it. You needed at least 2 to take this playoff secure from the Jets, and you couldn't get this one. What's that going to lead into or translate into the next 2? Because that's what Jets needs to. They need to win the next 2, take the series 4-1, and then have hopes, depending on how the next few series goes. But if you're the Jets, you're looking amazing. You don't want to get too cocky, not too confident, obviously. You've seen the Ducks play against you, able to get some points on the board. But if you can play like you did in this game, confidence, not cocky, is what you want going into the next few games.
Yeah, we'll see if the Jets can keep up their aggression. They've scored quite a number of goals from just purely the Ducks offense kind of over-rotating a little bit, I think. Really trying to find the aggression, and they've paid for it a couple of times. But still, the Jets have looked pretty good when they get the ball into the offensive zone and don't want to take that away from them. And really, for the Ducks, I think that crossbar kind of tells the story of what happened in games 1 and 3 for them. They just weren't able to get the ball in the net when they've had the opportunity.
Well, we'll hope that changes in this game. The Ducks putting on an early onslaught, yet Jets are the first ones to get it. Almost the same book that was written in Game 3, that pushing at the midfield and the consistency, the 1-2. Icy Mike landing right there for the pass. Could have gone in, but of course, you got to conceal it for your team, putting it up in the first 30 seconds.
1-0 now in favor of the Jets, and the Ducks bearing down this lead yet again. Got to play from behind. We'll see if they can make this one work this time. Rushy over to Icy Mike. Won't find the touch, but Rushy's still there. Plays it over top of Golden Gomez. Kendo gonna grab this one in mid. Rushy challenging him. Gonna bounce down. Icy Mike will beat Golden Gomez. There's an opportunity. Kendo almost undershoots that ball, but does manage to get just a little bit of a touch on it. Now for Rushy, gets challenged by Golden Gomez. Icy Mike's got an open net, and it'll fall in. Another 2-goal lead in favor of the Jets.
That was all set up by the pop and then the fake here. Intentional or not, we do fakes, not mistakes here on MLE. Icy Mike able to draw out Kendo, the last defender, thinking he'd had a touch on it when really just going to let it slide right past him into the net. That's going to be the second one. It seems like not much has changed. Ducks can't seem to change that momentum and continue to have a drought as we approach the 3.5-minute mark.
Oh no, he had it. I didn't quite see it. I was pretty far away in director cam. But it looked like Kendo had a wide open net and he just couldn't keep it on the hood of his car. So another missed opportunity. And will this one turn into yet another goal for the Jets? It will. Just like that, the missed opportunity on one end again turns into a golden goal for the Jets.
You're not seeing a lot of flashy plays, Jets just being consistent, winning challenges. And then the Ducks, even with their opportunities, if they can't capitalize, the Jets say, okay, then we're going to flip this around, throw it right back in your face, see what you can do with it. And Ducks don't seem to be able to stop it right now.
Now 3-0. They still have plenty of time in this game. There's 3 minutes and some change here in this game at number 4. The Jets have shown us no signs really of slowing down. They want to score as many goals as possible. They want to win as many games as possible in this series. They are looking fully intent on doing so. So, Kendo clearing it down. Gonna go around the wall. He will get demoed by Icy Mike. Good play from him there. Gonna fake out Golden Gomez, and now it's a 2-on-1. He's got Rushy there. That is a very, very high flick and way out of the reach of Rushy, though. As now Kendo comes down 1-on-1 with Rushy. She will get the better of him as we approach halftime. Icy Mike Turning around. Gets it over top of one defender. But Golden Gomez and Kendo, they're getting their signals crossed a little bit there. But still, ball stays out of the goal. Kendo towards the net. Icy Mike should be there in time. He is. And it's still a 3-0 game in favor of the Jets.
I am liking this offense, though, a little bit more. The shots, I'd say they're not missing. They're putting them on net, but they're making the Jets go for those saves, pulling them out, making the rotations happen. And maybe one of these, the rotations will find a hole and the Ducks can capitalize. But as of yet, defense is still holding strong for the blue team. They're getting offensive opportunities, looking better than they have all series. I want to keep this going as we put another one on the green half.
Kendo traveling down the field, will flick it for Rashid to try to play away. He did unfortunately miss that ball, but it was cleared away by Icy Mike. With an awkward challenge in mid, leaves it for Icy Mike now. He gets bumped there by Golden Gomez, but Icy Mike's coming off the ceiling, gets the touch, but it's off the post. Rushy with the follow-up, it'll fall in, and the Jets score a beauty.
Another one, we see this coming off the ceiling. Knowing the net was open because of the demo, Icy Mike couldn't quite put it, but he passed it right to his teammate with a lovely pop-up past both defenders. If you're the defenders for the Ducks, you're hoping to, if that goes off net, you can clear it, but if Rushy's there to pop it over both of you, the double commit's not going to help you at all, which means the Jets just lengthen their lead and keep you scoreless. This has been almost 9 minutes, and the Ducks haven't found the net yet. They're going to want to stop it, and now it couldn't be a better time. Let's see if they can change this momentum, get the pendulum to swing the other way, because right now Jets are in commanding control.
Rushy hurrying back for that one. Golden Gomez tries to take it towards the net. And this is going to fall all the way across the box. Icy Mike gets it past Golden Gomez, looking for a pass to his teammate, but nothing happening there. Now Icy Mike's got to hurry back, and there it is. Golden Gomez will slot one home for the Ducks, and they break their scoreless streak.
That is huge. Although there's only 49 seconds left and hopes of winning this game specifically isn't very high, it does lead itself very much to just morale increase in the next game. Game 5 means a lot, and they could take this steal, this playoff, away from the Jets. That would be huge, and they'd do so by winning the next game. I think that's where they're looking, and that first goal is the first step towards that.
Well, we're not quite done here in game number 4. It looks to be like we have decided the winner so far. But there is still 30 seconds. We'll see if any more goals get scored in that time period. But again, the Jets have looked very, very strong on both sides of the ball. Their transition plays in particular, they're finding a lot of open nets, and they're not really missing. Only a couple of times have they missed kind of an easy shot.
Yeah, it's all about the basics, being consistent, knowing how to do those like that. Icy Mike putting in another one obviously doesn't mean a whole lot for this game, but it just shows nothing necessarily fancy of mechanical skill, but realizing Kendo's going to clear it and being directly where he needs to be to make the challenge and even put a shot on net. Reading the ball, knowing where it would be, and just making solid 50-50s and touches is what getting these Jets a commanding lead. 5-1 is ridiculous, and they want to keep this up. The Ducks, though, getting their first one, obviously not making it close, but still wanting to translate that into the next game. Hopefully they can make the changes to do just that.
Yeah, they have one game remaining, and again, one game remaining for the Jets. Can they take this series in a 4-1 fashion? It would be very, very beneficial to their playoff hopes if they could somehow manage to do so. But yeah, I wonder, we talked about it very briefly at the Open Classy that Kendo had to sub in right at the very, literally as we were getting ready for the stream. Kendo was told that he was playing, and again, I don't know how much he had played before this. I don't even know how much he's played with Golden Gomez in the past, but how much do you think that that is having an effect on their teamwork and their team cohesion?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you practice for 7 weeks coming after this. I'm sure they practice even more before that. Team chemistry is a huge part when you're coming into these, especially at a big moment the week before the playoffs start. And whenever you throw someone else in there, Golden Gomez, I'm sure it hasn't played with Kendo at all, or at least not a whole lot, and is not used to how he plays or how he thinks. So the comms might not be as clean, and that might be why you're not seeing as many connections between all of these players as you would if we didn't have a sub. But regardless, I think they're doing a great job, and Ducks putting up a fight, but Jets definitely running the tables right now.
That they are, and they're looking to continue to do so. Right off the kickoff, Rushy looking for the play towards the net. Not going to work for him now. We are underway, game number 5 between the Ducks and the Jets. 3-1 series lead for the Jets. They want to make it 4 if at all possible. Icy Mike going up the sidewall. Got to get over top of Golden Gomez. Kendo trying to clear it away. We'll keep it out of reach for now, but Rushy's there. He's going to corral it and put it in the net. And the Jets off to a fast start yet again.
Not surprised here, Kendo clearing it out, not quite where he wanted, couldn't get back in time. Like I talked about, Rushy being where he needed to be, trapping it and putting it on net. Very consistent, very solid. Core mechanics they have down right now, and they're showing them in the first 30 seconds what they've got.
Icy Mike almost got the flip reset there to try to get that over Golden Gomez. Just couldn't get all 4 wheels on that ball. Kendo getting challenged. He's in the corner. It's going to pass it out to Golden Gomez, who will slot it home. And we're tied, only about a minute in.
This is the first time I've seen the game tied more than 0-0 in quite a long time. Golden Gomez getting that first goal of the game for them much sooner than we've seen before. Good job for them getting offense rolling a bit faster, and maybe that will lean itself towards a few more. That's their hopes. Right now, consistency is working as of yet in the first minute. Haven't missed, and they're hoping to add more.
Though we do just pass the minute mark, it is tied 1-1. These players certainly want to fight for every inch that they're given right now. As the Jets have to try to rotate back. Rushy will play it in mid. Icy Mike following it up. Nobody there to challenge Golden Gomez. However, Rushy does step up on the play. Can he make this one work? No, Kendo's going to reject him. And now it's Icy Mike out of the corner. Golden Gomez has to rotate back. We'll play it around the wall. Rushy right into the bumper of Golden Gomez, who then gets bumped himself. But here comes Kendo with a boomer towards the net. Icy Mike has to go up and save it. Not in the greatest position, though, but Golden Gomez can't quite get there on time. And we're still tied up, Classy, with about 3 minutes to go. This seems like it could go in either direction.
Oh, most definitely. The Ducks, although we've seen quite a few last-minute saves, they have been making the saves, and the clears have been long and making the Jets get back on defense. So if they can keep that up and make transitions just a bit smoother, maybe communications, clean that up just a little bit, they can get a few more points on the board and challenge this Jets defense.
That's going to pop right out in front. Rushy has to make a save. It looked like a bit of a weird back check from the Jets. They didn't quite take a direct line, and somehow the Ducks didn't, either they didn't realize it or they couldn't control the ball enough to punish the Jets for it. So we're still tied just about over halftime, as now Rushy down the sidewall will pop out towards Icy Mike. Icy Mike now wants to try to pinch it. Actually, he's just going to go up the wall for Kendo to clear away. We are approaching the 2-minute mark, still a 1-1 score line. But the Ducks have looked pretty good in the offensive zone so far of the Jets. But they just haven't found the tie-breaking goal quite yet.
Definitely. Obviously, there's not as many goals the Jets have found, but opportunities as well. Only 3 shots from the whole team. Icy Mike hasn't found a single one himself. But even though it is, I'd say, hanging out in the yellow half more than the Ducks would prefer it to be, they're still keeping it out of their net, out of the box, decreasing the chances and opportunities.
Great play. Whoa, he missed it. I thought he had that for sure, and he just went too wide of an angle, couldn't find the touch. And so we remain 1-1 with 1:20 to go, and now Rushy's got to hustle back to try to play this one. We'll get it over top of Golden Gomez. It's a one-on-one now. He's going to go up in the air. Gets a little deflection, but not even close to the net. Kendo gets around the final defender, although Rushy hurrying back in transition. We'll get the stuff there on Golden Gomez. We are into the final minute. This is game number 5. Gonna come right out to Icy Mike, and he goes off the post and in. The Jets have a 1-goal lead.
I talked about transition being a bit more smoother for the Ducks, but Seemed like Golden Gomez was ready for transition before they'd even gotten possession. That one not going in favor of the Ducks, instead popping right out, and Icy Mike's going to finish that one off. Posting in. Doesn't miss that one, which means Jets take the lead. Not as big of a lead as we've seen in previous games, but it's definitely enough to win this Game 5.
Well, they've got 45 seconds to defend. Only one goal is necessary. Can't go to Gomez. Find it. He goes off the post. And that's not going to work. He's going to get the touchdown. Here comes Kendo, but it's going to go high. He couldn't quite find the play to get it past this Jets defense. And now with 30 seconds to go, they need to keep this ball in the offensive half. That was a good touch there from Golden Gomez. It is right out in front. Here comes Kendo, and he'll score. It's 2-2 with 20 seconds to go.
I have not seen, I believe, all series as much offensive pressure as I saw right there for the Ducks. Just hammering them, knowing the clock was dwindling down and there were not very many more opportunities that they would get. So they said we had to capitalize on this one. They do just that. Able to put it home. Great center coming right down, and Kenda with the solid finish. Defender was grounded, nothing he could do, which means it's tied up, and we might see overtime if nothing happens in the next 10 seconds of regulation.
Cleared away. Golden Gomez. Oh no, can Icy Mike make this work? 1 second. We are into overtime. It was just too far out of reach of Icy Mike. So we are 2-2, game number 5. Overtime here to finish off your primetime Saturday on MLE. Let's see which team can take it. The Jets absolutely want this game so bad to help them try to secure a spot in the playoffs. Just have to beat this Ducks defense one final time. For the Ducks, a perfect opportunity to play spoiler against Rushy and Icy Mike of the Jets here. Icy Mike gonna take his time, gets over top of Kendo. Golden Gomez hits it off his own crossbar. Rushy is so far away he couldn't get there in time, and we continue to play on into overtime, 40 seconds in.
I thought for sure that pop by Icy Mike was what did it. I know Golden Gomez was there, but I thought any touch would put it on net. Instead, he plays it back, but off his backboard, which is brilliant, and then able to follow it up immediately before the last offender could make it there. They're holding on, but can they get this goal?
They will. The Jets will find an empty net goal. A bit of an overcommitment yet again from the Ducks, and what else did we expect for the game winner from the Jets?
Of course, still made it close, though. Very well fought by the Jets, able to get this victory. A lot harder fought than the previous few games we've seen by them. Seems like the Ducks finally realized, hey, it's game 5. Let's turn on everything we've got. Tied it up with 20 seconds left, but ultimately, Jets were able to make it back. That means they take the series 4-1 and have an opportunity to make it to the playoffs. This is Week 7, final week. And if we look at the stats right now, we can see that they barely squeak in at the 4th spot, so right into the playoffs. But it all depends on how the Hive and Spartans go later on tonight. We'll have to check in next week to see who makes it to the playoffs. But as of right now, the Jets have an opportunity to make it in.
Yeah, well, that's going to do it for this series, and it will do it for our stream this evening. I hope you guys all enjoyed this primetime Saturday. Congratulations to all of the winning teams, and, you know, GG's, of course, to everybody who played so far in this Week 7. Don't forget, we are not done here on MLE. We've got another night of Rocket League action tomorrow night. It is a full three-day weekend, I guess you could say, for the MLE. So make sure you join us tomorrow night at 8. We will bring you even more fantastic Rocket League action. And classy. I don't know what's going on. Let me up. There it is. Okay. Yeah, I think Discord kind of lagged out for a second. You were staring us all down. That was kind of creepy, but I'm glad you're not that angry. You are nice and happy. I'm just wondering, do you have anything you would like to say before we sign off for the evening?
GG's well played.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So please join us again tomorrow night for some more wonderful Rocket League action. And don't forget that every stream this weekend, yesterday's, tonight's, and tomorrow's, it's all dedicated to our friend Rick, who did tragically pass away. All bits, all donations here on the MLE stream go directly to the GoFundMe for Rick's family. So if you would like to donate to that, either send in your bits and donations or head over to the GoFundMe page directly. You can do that either through the link in chat or the images on screen will direct you there. So guys, thank you again so much for watching. We can't wait to see you tomorrow night as we continue week number 7 here on MLE. Have a great evening. And yeah, good luck tomorrow, guys. Almost playoff time. I can't wait to see it. We'll see you tomorrow.